Good morning.
Good morning.
We have met before. You were here last year?
Yes, sir. 2
I
times.
remember you, yes.
Harnit, sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Harnit, you come from Jammu.
Yes, sir.
Please introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Harnit Singh Sudan. I was born and brought up in the J&K UT, soon to be a state now. I have done my BTech in electrical engineering from IIT Topper, and my hobbies include going to the gym, watching science fiction movies, and playing online video games. I have also been fortunate enough to get 2 foreign internships during my academic careers.
How many mocks you done before this?
So this is the first mock this year.
This is your first mock this year.
Yes, sir.
Harnit, you come from Ropar.
Yes, sir.
It is called Roopnagar these days, is it?
Sir, both names are used.
Eh? Why Ropar was changed to Roopnagar?
Sir, there was a king, Raja Roop Sen. It was based on his name. Roopnagar is based on his son's name, Raja Roop Sen.
But you know, Ropar has been in the news for a long time.
Yes,
Okay. History calls it Ropar only.
Yes, sir.
Not Roopnagar anytime. Roopnagar was changed only when, I think, during Gyani Jail Singh's time, when he was the chief minister. What was the problem changing Ropar?
So sorry, I have not followed up that issue. Obviously.
Okay, it says that, you know, when you pronounce it,
Yes,
Ropar.
okay.
Ropar. It doesn't look nice.
Okay, sir.
Early
In
morning
that-
you call somebody, I'm going to Ropar.
Okay, sir.
So they try to change it to.
Thank
And
you.
anyway, you studied in IIT Ropar.
Yes.
IIT Ropar's contribution to inventions generally, what is the contribution? It has been in the news for some time.
Yes, sir. Certainly, it has been in the news. We have recently celebrated our 50th.
Please, a little louder, I'm slightly deaf.
Okay, sir. Sorry. Sir, it has been recently in the news because we have celebrated our 15th Foundation Day. Some of the recent discoveries or inventions, I would say, in IIT Ropar, sir, we have found tantalum, a very rare metal in the river Satluj. Sir, the Punjab Police AI Center is in IIT Ropar. We have established the Punjab's first green hydrogen mobility center in Ropar itself. And we are also investigating the IVC site, the Indus Valley Civilization site in Punjab. So these are the main highlights.
Have you found any?
Sir, we have. There is already one, sir. We are exploring it a bit more about what we can find from the ruins, the conclusiveness of what was there or what was not there. Sir.
And what was your project in IIT final year?
Sir, my project was on dipole localization. Sir, it is basically when we send a small, I would say, miniature coil, and we try to locate it in the system, like where it is going. The coil itself is not powered. Like I would like to give an example here, that when we put a pacemaker in a person's heart, it is usually driven by a battery. The battery usually dies out, and we have to replace. So we were solving that problem, that the device itself should be powerless, so that it can stay there forever or however long. We keep the machine powered up. So for example, a medical pill, a person would swallow, and using sophisticated machines, we would try to locate where the machine is in the body.
And why didn't you follow your own passion in that area, in the technology area? The hundreds of startups have come up. People are doing very well. Genuine service to the country, rather than becoming a babu.
Sir, I did think about it when I was turning my focus towards civil services. Sir, the thing was that I wanted to diversify my knowledge. I felt that I did not know enough about my country, how the systems worked, what I could really contribute in the society. And I felt that if I went for electric...
Is it about authority and power which the civil service gives you, which generally attracts people? Does it attract you?
Sir, I have come from the general populace of the country, and these things I have heard of, but I would humbly like to admit that these were not the first motivations for me. My thrust has been and today is that I want to diversify myself and keep myself exploring more options. And when I came to know about civil services in the entirety, what the exam is, what we are offered, So I was very attracted that I can learn more about my country and I can apply electrical engineering in there also, sir, as well.
Okay, you live in a place called Guru Nanak Nagar.
Yes, sir.
Please tell us the contribution of Guru Nanak ji and Guru Gobind Singh ji to India's philosophical thought.
Sir, first I would like to begin with Guru Nanak Dev ji.
Ji.
Sir, he was the founder of a new faith, the Sikh faith, and the reason that we as Sikhs pronounce it that why he was motivated to found a new faith, because at that time society was in decay. The caste system had prevailed, people were becoming superstitious and they were not very forward looking in life. So Guru Nanak Dev ji founded a new faith, an unorthodox faith, so that the society could move forward. His main three teachings in the philosophical thought are Kaam karo, Kirt karo, Naam japo, Van chako, meaning that first you do your work honestly, what you are doing, then you take the name of God, and after that you consume in a distributed fashion for a societal well-being. These were the main highlights of Guru Nanak Dev ji's contribution. And Guru Gobind Singh ji, I would say, was the more refined version of the times that he prevailed, because Guru Nanak Dev ji was in 15th century. Guru Gobind Singh ji were active during the 17th century. The Mughals had become more atrocious at that time. So he founded a faith so that the vulnerable, the poor could be defended and the freedom of faith could be protected. That is why we also have a picture of Guru Gobind Singh ji in our constitution itself, recently Prime Minister.
What is the lasting impact of Guru Gobind Singh ji on Indian history?
Sir, he is the one who is credited with the foundation of Khalsa Panth, sir. He organized Sikhs into Khalsa Panth that formed the missiles at the end, after some time, and he was the motivation behind Ranjit Singh's empire, sir.
Great. Let us come to Indian economy. My last question to you is, the recent data says that Indian economy grew at 8.4% in the last quarter.
Sir.
But somehow the consumption pattern has not changed. The amount of goods consumed by the common man has not increased proportionately. How would you explain it?
Sir, actually the fact that India has grown at 8.4% is not entirely because of what the consumption survey has to say, because the consumption survey itself is 11 years old, the earlier data that we had, and the growth in the Indian economy, I would say, is because of how we are now beginning to absorb the credit. After the 2014 change of government and the demonetization and the GST and the COVID pandemic, were having surplus credit in the economy.
Okay, what is the latest data about India poverty rate data?
Sir, our poverty rate stands at 11%. 25 crore people have moved out of poverty in the last 10 years.
And what is the extreme poverty figures at the moment?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of this.
What is the US dollar to rupee to exchange rate at the moment?
Sir, it was 85 last time I checked, sir.
No, beta, 85 to mat karwao na. 85 to gayega bhi nahi. Anyway, thank you. Prabhuji.
Mr. Harnit Singh Sudan,
Sir.
I see from your DAF that you have said that you would not like to consider your home state Punjab as your first preference, both for IPS and IAS.
Yes.
Why is it that you don't want to serve in your home state?
Sir, my motivation why I have mentioned Punjab as my home state, because in the other entries of the DAF, I felt I could not represent Punjab, the impact that it has had on me. So I have mentioned my home state as Punjab because the awakening that I have got, the motivation I have got for civil services, I have got in Punjab. But I have lived most of my life in J&K and I have seen the problems of J&K. And if I am given a chance, sir, I would like to go first to J&K, sir.
But you could have mentioned J&K as your home state. You were born there. Your parents belong to J&K. You have lived most of your life in J&K, all your schooling. Only your engineering studies you did in Punjab. But all your life you've been in J&K. Why didn't you mention J&K as your home cadre?
Sir, because that was the only entry where I could emphasize how much a role Punjab has had on me. That is why I mentioned Punjab's at that entry.
All right. Now, you have a degree, BTech, in electrical engineering.
Sir,
Now, your third preference is the foreign service.
yes.
How will you use your qualifications as an electrical engineer if you were chosen to be one of India's diplomats? Because electrical engineering just doesn't fit in with diplomacy, which is all about analyzing international relations, formulating foreign policy. How will your educational qualifications help you there?
Sir, I agree that electrical engineering is not the, I would say, optimum fit for the foreign policy matters. But there are a lot of projects that we are doing bilaterally, like with Nepal, hydropower projects, or the International Solar Alliance that we are building. So in that sense, a limited application of my knowledge about electrical engineering can be useful in handling the debates around the policy matters in those regards. But I agree that it would be a very limited affair, and we would have I would need some more specialization if I were to deal in
In the foreign service, you have to follow what is happening in the world, current affairs, international relations. Are you doing that?
Sir, I am trying to my best.
Tell me three important news items pertaining to international affairs from today's newspapers.
Sure, sir. Sir, now the number one thing that was highlighted as Mr. Shehbaz Sharif has taken over as
And
his.
what did he say about India?
Sir, he mentioned that we should liberate we should take up the cause of Kashmiris and Palestinians alike. That was mentioned in this address.
Okay, another news item.
Sir, the deaths in Israel-Hamas war have crossed 30,000, and that is a cause of worry for the world, sir.
And another news item.
Sir, recently there has been backlash on the French president because he indirectly emphasized that France is ready to move troops in Ukraine. That would be a nuclear catastrophe for the world, sir. These are the things.
You mentioned about Shehbaz Sharif becoming the Prime Minister. Tell me, what is meant by this expression, Pakistan's deep state?
Sir, Pakistan's deep state is the significant role that the army, or as we call the second headquarter of Pakistan, Rawalpindi, that has to play in the politics of I would say Pakistan, because when the person who has the support of army can become the prime minister, and when he or she loses the support of army, he is jailed, he or she is given imprisonment terms, and even the people who are foreign economic offenders or criminals can be brought back if the army supports them, sir.
What is the policy of the deep state of Pakistan towards India?
Sir, it has been, and I would say it is still bleeding India through 1,000 cuts.
And how do they do that? How do they try to do that?
Sir, they are doing that by proxy wars in form of international terrorism, radicalization.
Cross-border terrorism. Can you tell me some major examples of cross-border terrorist attacks by Pakistan against India?
Sure, sir. Sir, the Parliament attack.
When was that?
2001, sir. Sir, the Mumbai attack, 26/11.
When was that?
Sir, 26/11, 2008.
Okay.
Sir, I would say the Pulwama attack in 2019, the Uri attack in 2016, sir, and the Pathankot attack in recent times. I forgot the year, sir.
2016. It was before Uri.
Oh, sorry, sir, I forgot.
January, September. Okay. Is there going to be any change, you think, in this policy, or we have to just live with it, prepare for it?
Sir, I think we should brace for more hostilities from Pakistan. I don't feel a policy change coming anytime soon, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, India was the president of the G20 last year. What do you think were some of the major achievements of India as G20 president?
Sir, the number one achievement is that despite the Russia-Ukraine war, we were able to get a common declaration from all the nations. There was no divide in that. Sir, we were also able to launch a lot of initiatives like the India Middle East Economic Corridor. We launched the Global Biofuel Alliance. We have had declarations on women development, digital public infrastructure, and we have also promoted renewable energy to be 3 times by 2030. So in my view, these are the highlights.
Last month, Prime Minister visited some foreign countries.
Yes.
What do you think were the main achievements of these visits? Highlights of these visits. Where all did he go and what were the main highlights?
Sir, the 2 places I recall, number 1 is Qatar and the second is Sir UAE. Sir, the 2 visits. Sir, the Qatar visit I would say was a note of thank because our 8 veterans have been released and have been pardoned. And sir, the UAE, we are building the India Middle East Economic Corridor, and he was there to inaugurate the BAPS temple also for the diaspora there. So these were the main highlights in my view, sir.
My last question.
Sorry.
What is the Malabar exercise?
Sir, it is a 4-way exercise between the Quad members, India, Japan, Australia and the USA.
Was it always between the 4 Quad members?
No sir, initially it was between India and US. Other 2 members have joined late, sir.
Okay. But why is it called the Malabar exercise? You know, last year it was held off the coast of Australia. But why is it called the Malabar exercise?
Sir, I believe the first time it was held at the coast of Malabar.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Not at the coast of Malabar, off the coast of Malabar.
Sorry, sir. Off the coast of Malabar. Sir.
Not at this. Yeah. Tell me, Harnit ji, what is your opinion about, for example, I want to buy a car. Should I buy electric vehicle or a hybrid vehicle?
Sir, I would first like to know the budget constraints of the employee.
Budget is no problem.
Budget is no problem. And sir, whether the employee lives in urban area or rural area, sir?
Yeah, he lives in urban area and keep on going to rural area. Belongs to rural area, but he lives now in urban area.
Sir, I would say that if the person can afford has a charging station nearby, he should go for the electric vehicle. If not, sir, I would say he or she should go for hybrid vehicles.
So, what is the use of hybrid vehicle? Let us say he is only running within the city, no problem.
Yes.
What is the use of hybrid over electric?
Sir,
or electrical over hybrid?
Sir, hybrid vehicles have more efficiency than internal combustion engines, but they still emit a lot of fumes and they are harmful for the environment. EVs on the other hand, they have no tailpipe emissions as such, but the power that they use are still being derived from the thermal power plants. So it is just a case that we are shifting the emissions from the car to the power plants. But EVs are better than hybrid vehicles.
But at the end of the life, this batteries, etc., the problem for pollution?
Sir, the battery problem is there. We will need to handle it. We should be diversifying our technology from lithium.
Did you read today's newspaper?
Yes, sir, I read today's newspaper.
There was an article in the Indian Express. It says that as on today, hybrid should be preferred over EV. Though EV may maximum up to 2030 may become 20% of the fleet.
Sir.
But hybrid is better in the sense that this batteries and all that too much is required in the electrical vehicle. Basically, he was hinting at batteries pollution at the end of the cycle, and also in making batteries or electrical from, as you mentioned, from the coal.
Yes.
For next 15 years, what is your opinion?
Sir,
Do you
I
agree
would-
with it or disagree?
Sir, I would say yes. Hybrid should be used as a transition
Yeah,
vehicle.
good. That's good. Can you, do you get in touch with the Punjab?
Sir,
What is happening in Punjab?
yes, sir, I followed the newspaper and
followed
the
that.
news.
In the last 2 years, what are the changes which have happened in Punjab?
Sir, in the last 2 years, I would first start with the major happening right now. That is the farmers protest 2.0 that is happening. Number one. Sir, there have been 2 summits of Invest in Punjab, where people have invested in Punjab. Sir, they have tripled the investment on drug de-addiction centers, because that is also an issue. Punjab.
So drug de-addiction, some progress has been made.
Sir, some progress has been there, but not much, sir. And they have also maintained energy sufficiency in Punjab. The state of Punjab has acquired a new thermal power plant for its own needs. Sir, these are the few highlights that I have.
Anything in the education and health field?
Sorry, sir, I am unable to think of it right now.
Okay, same thing. What about in J&K in the last 2 years?
Sir, compared to, sir, can I give the data from 2018 for the present relevance?
Okay, no problem.
Sir, from 2018 to now, we have doubled up our GDP of the J&K UT from 1 lakh crore to more than 2 lakh crore. Terrorist incidents.
GDP?
GSDP, sir, sorry.
GSDP.
GSDP.
Or what about the per capita income?
Sir, per capita income has also increased. It is below national level at 1.
That has doubled or not?
Sir, no, that has not doubled.
If that has not doubled and GDP has doubled, what is the inference?
So the inference is that the economic divide between the richer fraction and the poorer substitute of the society has increased.
Good. Now tell 1 or 2 more changes in the J&K society.
Sir, with regard to terrorist incidents, in 2018 we had 224 terrorist incidents. Last year we only had 45. So, and after 2018, the 370 judgment, we now have more than 10 GI tag articles, and our tourism has gone to record high. We last year had 2.12 crore tourists in J&K.
Have you followed wage rate? Whether any wage rate change in the wage rate has happened?
Sorry, sir, I have not followed that.
Any change in the agriculture produce rate?
Sir, with regards to J&K?
J&K or Punjab, what are you feeling?
Sir,
Punjab, nothing has happened. I also know it. J&K.
Sir, I know that J&K has the 5th highest per capita income in farming, but with regards to change in the income rates, sir, I have not followed it.
So, now tell me, give an overview of energy sector, in very brief.
Sir, India is a power surplus nation since 2017. Our installed capacity is more than what we require. Though our peak demand sometimes exceeds our needs, the installed capacity of India is 428 gigawatts as of 31st January, sir, I have given the wrong number. 56% is from coal and gas, and the rest is non-fossil fuel, out of which 71 gigawatts is from solar, 40 gigawatts from wind, 45 gigawatts from large hydropower plants, and rest remaining from small hydropower plants, nuclear power plants, and the biomass plants.
Good. Tell me, sci fiction, you are having a hobby of sci fiction.
Sir.
What do you get out of it by following that? Any learning you have got out of it or benefit?
Sir, I would say it refreshes me, because when someone is involved in civil services, we just keep reading about the world affairs. It gives me out of world experience, and sometimes in the recent there have been 1-2 incidents that the things we see in science fiction movies have come to real life also, sir.
Which one?
Sir, last year there was an incident in the Mexico Parliament, where they were showing mummified bodies of 2 organisms that were appearing to be aliens, and the scientists have found that 70% of their DNA is not from Earth. That has been a finding in the Mexico Parliament. And the number 2, sir, we have seen flying suits in I would say science fiction movies. The Indian Army is testing those flying suits at the LAC border, sir. These 2 things are the recent incidents.
No, those aliens you are telling, they were like human-like organs and body like humans?
No, sir, they were nothing like humans, sir.
So naturally there must be some other animal.
Sir, that was a point of view, but the scientists and the anthropologists involved have said that only 30% of their DNA has been identified from the living species, and we have not been able to answer what the rest of DNA is there.
Okay, that is different. Huh?
Yes.
Anyhow, now tell me, last question is, Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner Act has been passed in the Parliament. There is 3-member selection committee, 3 members.
Yes.
Who are they?
Sir, the number 1 is the Prime Minister. So the number 2 is the leader of opposition, and the number 3 is also a member, but appointed by the nominated by the Prime Minister. Sir, I am not
This
sure.
number 1, number 2, are they some merit list or something like that?
No, sir. I was just mentioning the 3 because there were 3, so I was
Okay.
mentioning that fact. Sir.
Okay. And what is your opinion whether such a body is fair arrangement for having a free and fair election?
Sir,
Your opinion?
Sir, I would say that is a better mechanism from the existing mechanism that we had.
The
But
question is not comparing with the earlier. Question is whether it is fair or not.
sir, I trust the political system of the country.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all.
Mr. Singh,
Sir,
you come from a border area and you have, since childhood must have heard of a lot of incidents along the border. There is one school of thought which says that in the near term, that is between 5 to 10 years from now, there would be very little requirement of human beings right at the border. They could be behind, and it would be basically electronic warfare, drones and other things. Do you agree with this view?
sir, I would say that is a happening process. The incidences of drones dropping arms, drugs is prevalent in J&K also and in Punjab also, sir. And we have also installed smart borders using technology, the CIBMS system on the Indo-Pakistan western border. But I would still say that we still need human presence, military presence, at least in the next 10 years until our technological systems becomes foolproof, because technology has limitations and we know, and the matter is of national security, and we cannot let the technology be alone of guarding our borders. We would not be able to sleep properly without the armies.
What are your views about the Agniveer scheme? Do you think it is fair to the very large number of aspirants who want to join the army that, we have been having a volunteer army for more than 3 centuries. Now, because the future is uncertain for those 75% who get, their discharges and some money. So do you think it is fair to these people? Because when you join the police, you don't have a similar system. When you join the BSF, you don't have a similar system.
Sir, I would say the protests at the start of the scheme, at the announcement of scheme, were the aspirants who were taken up by surprise in this regard, and I would say that it is a bit unfair to the candidates. The quota that 25% should be retained, that should be increased to at least 50%, and we should make sure that the rest of 50% who are not taken into the army on full-time purposes, they should be given such certificates and such certification that getting jobs for them in the future becomes much more easier, so that they do not feel only that they got the discipline of the army. They should be able to lead a fulfilling life, and they should be able to motivate others to give a sort of contribution to the army, even if not given in the full capacities.
Do you think we are following the system that is followed in very low population countries like Israel, where it is compulsory to have a 2-year military training, and the army is run basically at the lowest level by these recruits? Are we following that pattern?
Sir, I have also analyzed this scheme in sort of that that fashion, that we are giving a lot of discipline, a lot of, I would not say mandatory conscription services, but we are giving that sort of vibe by this scheme.
Okay, just one last question in this regard.
Sir.
What do you think is the percentage of the defense budget which goes towards meeting the salary and pension demands?
Sir, it is a major chunk, but I am not sure about the exact percentage. Sorry.
Now tell me, what is the difference between a freebie and a welfare scheme?
Sir, freebie is something that we get without any payment, upfront payment. I would say that the free bus rides are a sort of freebie, but the welfare schemes are something that I would say are more thought of, because the word freebie has now become a cliche now, because we are using
What
it.
do you think of this free food grains to more than 80 crore people?
Sir, I would say it is a bit excessive. We need
No, whether it is a freebie or it is a welfare scheme.
So I would say food grains are the necessity, and I would not call.
For 80 crore people?
Sir, still yes, sir. I would still say that they are a necessity for some people.
What is the projection of people living below the poverty line in India?
Sir, 11% of the population.
And what does the Niti Aayog CEO feel? Oh, you asked this question. Okay, all right. Sorry, it was not there. Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think of the Kisan Samman Yojana? 6,000 rupees to every Kisan. Is it a freebie?
Sir, no, I would not call it a freebie, because at the start of the agricultural produce cycle, the farmer is able to get some inputs for his crops, and he is able to take care of some meager expenses.
So, in states where, last question, in states where the land records are not up to date, and there is a lot of absentee landlordism, which means that you give it on sharecropping basis, who gets the money?
Sir, I would say the landlord would get the money instead of the tenant or the person who is working.
Right.
And hence we need a more rigorous verification, linkage of Aadhaar and the GI tagging of the.
Do you think that we should have something like Operation Barga of Bengal of 1977, when they recorded the rights of sharecroppers and tenants, and that was something which gave them rights to continue indefinitely?
Sir, I would advise not to do it right now, because
Why?
the farmers are already on the streets, sir. We have a lot of.
So, from political reasons, but not from the point of view of the sharecroppers.
Sir, I would say that at the moment we would first like to resolve the farmers' movement, and when the things settle a little bit, we should build consensus in such states where such practices are happening, and we need land reform, sir. That is a true sense, and the government has also highlighted that it will be an agenda in the third term of the coming government. But I would say not at the moment, sir. Already there is a bit
All
of
right.
a
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Harnit, nice talking to you. Please wait for 2 minutes outside. We'll call you for the feedback.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind, sir.